Do you know what a snapper looks like, or even a tuna? Apparently, not a lot of us have a clue what type of fish we are eating. The largest market study on mislabeled seafood was done by Biodiversity Institute of Ontario at the University of Guelph and commissioned by Oceana. It revealed that 33% of fish eaten in America was mislabeled. The study looked at fish sold in retail stores, restaurants, and sushi bars. The highest mislabeling rates were in sushi venues at 74%, followed by 38% in other restaurants, and finally 18% in grocery stores. In total, 1,200 fish samples from over 700 outlets were tested across America. Dirk Steinkirk, the Director of Education for Bio, explains how some of the biggest issues revolve around farmed and wild fish, and how mislabeling can lead to environmental impact on our fisheries.
Actually, most of the fish we find or often is farmed fish. So that in turn has environmental consequences, because most of those farms are not what I would consider a natural habitat, and actually it has a lot of consequences for the environment around it.
Now that's the study, but what do local retailers and local distributors, how do they feel about the study?
Adesia Fine Foods in Cambridge is a provider of high-quality fish and seafood products to many restaurants in the region. Barb Crom, owner of Adesia Fine Foods, talked about how they provide top-quality seafood and fish products to many of our region's restaurants.
Because we deal in whole fish and whole fillets, we can make a case to our customers and then to their customers, who ultimately matter, right? It's the consumer in the restaurant that I ultimately care about. We can make the case that we actually see the fish come in, and we know what species look like, whether it's a whole fish, it's fairly obvious what it looks like. Even if a fillet comes in, they all have distinctive shapes, sizes, thicknesses, colors. I think when you start to process it into smaller pieces, it's very much more difficult to distinguish. And the farther you get away from the fish experts, the less people know about the differences in various kinds of species.
Coddle's Catch, a local seafood retailer in Kitchener, provides seafood and fresh fish to the public at their federally inspected shop or at the local markets in Kitchener and St. Jacobs. Rob Coddle, the owner of Coddle's Catch, explains his opinion on the study.
They mentioned retail outlets, including restaurants. So to me, there's retail outlets, which are grocery stores or seafood stores, and then there's restaurants or restaurants. They kind of lump them all into one ball. So when they say 44% of all retail outlets, I suspect it would lean heavier on the restaurant side, where I think there's a little less control over what they do inside of the restaurant versus retail stores.
So when you're looking to buy fish, make sure the supplier or distributor are federally inspected so you can ensure that what you've ordered is exactly what it's supposed to be. For Spoke TV, I'm Stephen Ward.